Well, Star Wars is officially dead. There you have it, folks. It is done. This was meant to be a review of episode 3 of The Acolyte. I was meant to review every episode going forward. I'm not doing it anymore. After watching episode 3 of The Acolyte, that is the single worst Star Wars anything that I've ever seen. This is like sets new precedent, new ground for like the lowest of quality that you can get or that you can expect from Star Wars or any IP for that matter. I have never seen anything quite this bad. You know, to give you a brief overview, this is a whole flashback episode. This is about young Osha, young May, and basically what happens to them in their village when the Jedi come to find them. That leads to them separating apart and the destruction of their village, losing their mom and all of that. This episode here, though, forgetting what actually happened in it, this is the culmination of what Lucasfilm under Disney, since the acquisition of Disney, under Kathleen Kennedy's leadership, this is what they've been wanting to do. This is their holy grail moment. They wanted to have, firstly, an all-female village, very diverse too. You have 2 young girls in there. They are the only children in the village. They are like some sort of immaculate conception. But get this, they are immaculately conceived by 2 women, 2 lesbian women, essentially. This is their holy grail moment. This is what they've been pushing for. This is what they've been edging us towards. I never in a million years thought Star Wars could get this bad. You know, we've seen it get worse and worse since the sequel trilogy, since that, you know, we could even talk about the prequel days, but that was still Star Wars. No matter what you feel about those, that was still felt like Star Wars. Everything in this Disney era has just gotten worse and worse and worse. And these Disney Plus shows have just gotten worse too. And I don't know what to say from here. Like I've said it before. I think Star Wars is dead, and I have believed that for a long while now. But this still very much feels like a final nail in the coffin. There's no coming back from this. They've rewritten what the Force is. It's no longer this all surrounding thing that binds us. It is now like this thread that you can pull on, and there's no such thing as good or evil. They're changing all the rules of what Star Wars is and what we know and what we love about it. They're changing it at its very foundation. This is the earliest show in the Star Wars timeline that we have seen in terms of live action. This is set 100 or so years before the Phantom Menace. So this is meant to be setting the rules for everything that we have seen over the decades from Star Wars. This is what is sort of a catalyst for a lot of that in a sense. What the hell was that episode? Like, it was, nothing made sense. It was all stupid. Like, you could not give a damn about any single one of those characters in there, any of those women. You know, you have this, they're like an isolationist society thing, but at the same time, they are like, you have young Osha who wants to leave, become a Jedi. They don't want her to leave, but like, it's like nothing makes sense. The Jedi come there, and this doesn't make sense either, because they say something along the lines of like, you know, we have, as Jedi, we have the right to inspect Padawans, potential Padawans, but it is your right as a parent to, you know, it's of course, as long as you approve as a parent. That's what they're saying to Osha's mom. Like, that contradicts itself. As well. Either the Jedi have the power or that they don't. It's like, in that one sentence, they contradicted themselves. And there was so many contradictions throughout this whole episode. It was so dumb. The way the whole fire lit up the whole place and killed all the women there was so stupid. May sets that off for those who don't know. I'm not even saying spoilers here. It's not worth saying spoilers. No one cares about this anymore. If you do, then you got other issues. But it's just so clear that there's nothing, they don't care about the lore of Star Wars anymore. They will move it all out of the way to clear the path for the message, the agenda that they want to push. And, you know, look no further than the creator of this show, Leslie Headland, Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, by the way. She's a horrible person. If you hear some of the things that she says in promotion for the show, like, all she cares about is the gay message and agenda behind this thing. That she doesn't care about the lore of Star Wars or anything like that. She just wants to do her own thing. This whole thing is inspired by her own experiences. She has an estranged sister or whatever, and so she wanted to make a story about 2 twin sisters and their relationship and that, and like they're falling out, and at the same time she's a lesbian in real life, so of course they got to be have lesbian moms too. And talk about, my God, like, not seeing how this comes across in 2 ways. One, it's like showing they really push the idea that Osha knows best for herself. She's a little kid and they live in this isolationist village that very much relies on its people to stay there and to provide for themselves, let alone the only two children that exist there, and they're going to be very much relied upon to continue this village and its existence. But they treat her as if she knows best, and like, even though they deny her a lot at the beginning, but they ultimately come to this position of like, oh well, whatever you want. And where does that align with in the real world? Well, we know what certain groups are trying to push when it comes to children these days, allowing children to have some sort of autonomy over their body and making serious decisions about their body and whatever. I'm not going to get into that, but you know what I'm talking about. It aligns in the same way. They're trying to push that same kind of thing here. It's clear as day. On the other side, it's another creepy thing is that they treat the Jedi here like they're some sort of like groomers. Like they come along, they find children and they just try and manipulate them almost to join the Jedi. And that's what they want. Like they're very creepily presented here. I did not like the way they were portrayed at all. They're very, very groomerish, very like almost like white saviorish, not that they're all white or whatever, but like that's how they're trying to present it, is that they are these like slave owners that come along and find children and groom them to their will to work for them. And that's I did not like that at all. And so there's so much, allegorical things going on here that they're trying to promote for their own agenda. Star Wars be damned, nothing matters in Star Wars anymore. All that matters is the message that they want to push. And my God, is it a terrible message? And on top of that, my God, is the storytelling and the acting and the characters just horrendous here. And yeah, so Star Wars is dead. I am not covering this show anymore. I'm not going to do any more reviews of these episodes. I don't even know if I'll do a series review. I might do a Was It Woke video at the end of all this just to see what it's all about. I'm tempted even to not even watch the show anymore. I'm tempted to just give up on it and not waste my time on these episodes, because this was a boring episode first and foremost, I should say. Like there was nothing interesting about it whatsoever. But my God, the wokeness here is off the chart. So I am very much keen to, I think, do a Was It Woke video once this whole series is said and done, because it's going to be just from these 3 episodes. I got plenty to talk about already. And so, yeah, look, this is not a review. This is me saying I am done with The Acolyte and pretty much with Star Wars in general too. And it is a dead brand. Rest in peace, Star Wars.